Auto loan extensions are rising, what it means, and why it's dangerous. This from the car dealership guy. I'll put a link to his contact information below. More car loans are behind. Where are the repossessions? So this past week brought another rise in wholesale prices at auctions. Black Book data shows that the increase is creeping into retail prices as well. Contrary to what anyone anticipated, this trend will likely stay with us because dealers are currently selling more cars than they're buying. They can't replace their inventory quickly enough because there isn't enough supply in the market, but the demand is still going. Manheim estimates that used retail sales increased 16% in January from December, and that used retail sales were up 5% year over year. Using estimates of used retail days supply based on V-Auto data, January ended at 44 days supply, down from 56 days at the end of December. Now, the season of tax refunds is almost here, which usually brings higher used car sales. In anticipation, dealers are rebuilding their inventory, which drives up prices. Not all prices are rising, to be fair. Audi, Mercedes, Volvo, BMW show small declines from the previous month. However, there's still a structural shortage of affordable vehicles caused by disruptions in the new car market in 2020 through 2021. Besides the reduced supply and fewer leases, manufacturers have been heavily relying on cranking out high-end vehicles to boost their profits, compensating for their lower sales. Car dealership guy posted this on Twitter: new car prices are a disaster. 1 in 4 new cars sold in December had an MSRP over 60 grand. 5 years ago, that number was 1 in 13. Since car prices started their historic climb, the total dollar value of auto loans has risen at the fastest pace on record in data going back 20 plus years ago. Pushed by high payments and higher APRs, buyers take out bigger loans for longer terms. The average transaction price is now almost 50 grand. Longer repayment periods carry higher default risk. A Federal Reserve Bank of Philadelphia study found that 6- and 7-year auto loans had several times the default rate of conventional 5-year loans. For lenders, removing the second loan stipulation, overlooking some income requirements, or adjusting the debt-to-income approval threshold may yield short-term wins in sales volumes, but ultimately will hurt both them and the consumers. According to the report from Goldman, about 20% of banks admit to easing credit standards for auto loan applicants in the first half of 2021, while over 10% did the same in the second half of the year. Consumer credit scores have been inflated in the last few years by government stimuli, growing savings rate, and the relatively healthy job market. Some lenders that relied solely on credit scores issued big loans to borrowers, putting them in credit situations they wouldn't have otherwise been in. Consumer auto loans are starting to show some weakness. Delinquency is becoming an issue, especially for subprime borrowers. Bloomberg, he says, reports that the number of subprime borrowers who were at least 60 days late increased by 5.67%, up from the 7-year low of 2.58% in April of 2021. The rate of 5.04% in January of 2009 was the peak of the recession. The 6 out of 17 largest lenders, who collectively carry 98% of loans, show an increase in loans that are 60-plus days overdue. Analysts by Moody's Analytics shows another worrying trend. In 2022, more than 9% of people with auto loans were at least 30 days behind on their payments, numbers that haven't been seen since just after the Great Recession in 2010. But here is what's interesting. To deal with the delinquencies, some banks are embracing another questionable tactic: loan extensions. So here's how these loan extensions work. When a borrower cannot make a payment, the lender can offer to defer those payments for a period from a week to several months. During the deferment period, the borrower does not have to make any monthly payments, but interest will still accrue on the loan. The repayment term will be extended for the same number of months as the deferment period. The frequency of extensions for subprime loans show notable increases, as highlighted in research by a guy named Bill Plug, who focuses on analyzing asset-backed securities. On the surface, the practice of loan extensions appear to be consumer-friendly. Lenders show goodwill working with customers by breaking their outstanding debt into manageable chunks by offering flexible payment arrangements. From a lender's standpoint, it is better to collect something rather than nothing and end up repossessing a car that is worth less than its market value. But in reality, borrowers get the short end of the stick. Because of how loans are amortized, the interest is paid before the principal. When a loan is extended, the interest keeps accumulating based on the unpaid balance, which could significantly increase the amount of interest paid over the life of the loan. The example here shows that a borrower pays 38% more in interest by getting 5 loan extensions over 10 months. So here's the bottom line. Lots of people have wondered if and when repossessions will start creeping up. Defaults and delinquencies have risen, so what gives? Auto loan extensions may be the core driving these loans up and preventing repossessions, at least for now. Clearly, lenders can't extend these loans forever, so to keep up to date, please follow the car dealership guy. There's a link to his bio in the description below.
One final note, if you are in the market for a new vehicle soon, great. Connect with your local dealership and price and test drive at least 3 different vehicles. A vehicle's strengths and weaknesses can only be discovered when you are behind the wheel. My reviews can be good, but you need to test drive these yourself. Visit quotes.everymandriver.com, select the make, model, and your zip code, and you'll get invoice pricing in your area on those vehicles. Shop smarter with price quotes at quotes.everymandriver.com.
Thanks for watching. Please click subscribe and give us a thumbs up. See you next time.